This was the family farm, and we always refer to it as the Sutton Estate here on Creasy Lane, owned by my grandfather, Reverend John H. Sutton, and grandmother, Katie Felton Sutton. And of course, their children became heirs after their parents passed. And Derek continued to live on the land because Aunt Florence, his mother, was still alive. And she passed in
1996.
And we had been down here. We went to see Aunt Florence in the nursing home while she was in the nursing home, and actually brought her out of the nursing home to attend Raymond Sutton, Reverend Raymond Sutton's funeral, who was our uncle. And next to the last living sibling on the Sutton family.
Right.
So Derek, since you've been here longer than any of us and know so much about this property, the Sutton Estate, Aunt Florence and Uncle Edward's property was at the far end?
The far end, that'd be the first lot down this way. That's where I grew up for quite a few years, actually. And over the years, it's been some change. There are more people moving in, but overall, it's been kind of peaceful. It's just getting more populated now. You know, changing times and more people.
Well, in Hereford,
that type of stuff.
Derek, can you tell us about how you went about finding the deed for us, the oldest deed?
Okay, well, that was a fairly simple process, just going to the Register of Deeds office with the location information and some names, the route name that they could go by to look up the information, and it dated back, to the beginning, actually, and how it had broken down over the years with different people and different adjustments to the property, and ultimately what you guys ended up with on paper. The Creasy part of it came from a black farmer that used to farm this area.
Oh, okay.
This land coming through this road. His last name was Creasy, so that's how
we got the name.
So is his family still around?
Yes, he has family still around.
And is their name Creasy?
Yes.
That's great. I never knew that.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
That's the historical fact.
Oh, that's interesting. Again, I came here as a child on more than one time, and I can recall the property on that side. When you go down the road, the driveway, the property on that side was cotton. And as a kid, I remember riding. They're not really riding as such, but I was being pulled on the cotton bags by either one of the aunts or the uncles, and because I was just a little kid, like maybe around 6 or 7, they would pull me along the way, and I remember the cotton plants growing, so many of them growing out in that field there. And of course, after that, I remember the tobacco. Uncle Raymond had, he was growing tobacco on the property. I believe after he left, and when we were adults, and we rented out the land, the farmers grew soybeans.
Right.
Yes.
On that. Yeah. But also it was interesting because behind the house, just to the back side to the left, facing the house, it'd be to the left, was the big grapevine.
Yes.
And beyond the grapevine was the outhouse. And
that was a little before my time.
I remember going into the outhouse with cousin Joan, and we were skipping along the way going into the outhouse, and we got in the outhouse, and as we both kind of leaned over, curled up in the corner was a black snake.
Wow.
And the two of us, when we curled up, we were leaning like this, and I saw it in my eye, we tore down that door, getting out of there so fast, running back to the house. Grandmother came out with a hoe and to find that snake. I don't know whether she did, probably not. I don't recall, because we were just interested in getting out of the way.
And I wanted to note, because Mom is now 84, right? It's 2024. When was the last time you came to the land?
I don't think I've been here since it was in the 90s. Whenever Uncle Raymond passed,
1996.
that was my last time
Okay.
here with the family. And of course, I remember the big pear tree and pecan tree that was over on that side. As we went down the road to the right, there was a tree there. What was interesting also, what I liked about the house going down, when we first entered into the home, there was a porch, and there were the swings that was hanging, and we would swing and they would creak, and we swing and they would creak, but it was so enjoyable, as a kid. And even as an adult, it was still there. The swings were there as an adult. And then after being very young, I didn't come back during my teen years. When I came back again, I was an adult. As I said, there was Uncle Raymond, and I didn't come from Beulah. I think I was probably traveling in another country somewhere, and that's why I wasn't here. But I'm happy to be back, to see the homeland, to have the chance to stand on our land that was in the family it's over 100 years old. To think that my grandfather, John Sutton, is the one who purchased the 70-some acres, and
But it eventually grew that he did own 72 acres. We have the maps, to prove it. If you add up all of the parcel of land, it's 72 acres. God bless him. He blessed us to do something with it. So here we are,
Looking at our land,
and we have named it Roots to Limbs LLC, the business, because we are honoring our grandparents and our parents, our aunts, our uncles. They are the roots, we are the limbs.